Parisi Speed School of Morristown and Atlantic Health has been in a partnership for the last 4 years here at 111 Madison Ave in Morristown, New Jersey. And it's a very unique partnership. It includes physical therapy, it includes orthopedics, both exams and surgery. It includes sports performance. So it is a real robust, full-service kind of system, especially for the athlete. And today I've asked Bill Parisi, the founder of Parisi Speed School, and also Dr. Damian Martins, who is the Director of Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for Atlantic Health Systems, as well as the team physician for the New York Jets, as well as Director of Internal Medicine. So it is great to have both of you. A real privilege to have these guys sitting here in the same room. This doesn't happen often, so I'm excited about that. And I'm going to let Bill tell you about himself in a moment, but first I'm going to turn to Dr. Martins. And Dr. Martins, just tell us a little bit about your background, a little bit about what's going on here, and then in a moment I'm going to let Bill tell us about him. Then we're going to dive into the relationship, because really it's you two that put the relationship together originally. Sure. So this is exciting for me. So tell us a little bit about you, Dr. Martins.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us. I think this is a very important relationship, and I appreciate the opportunity to kind of share what Bill and I have done as great strategic partners over the years. I will say that this is kind of a brain trust, and these types of programs really take a team approach. You can't do this alone. So we had a lot of support from senior leadership who realized that they wanted to develop a first-in-class program in the region, and we wanted to partner with somebody that really knew the space of that sort of 8 to 18-year-old in sports performance. So that's how we got together and met. Bill and I go back a long time. I spent a lot of time in professional sports, not playing them, but taking care of athletes, and have taken care of many professional teams over the years. And obviously, Bill is a legend in the world of sports performance, so our paths crossed many times. I was lucky enough when the New York Jets moved out from Long Island and moved to New Jersey to come out here and join this great system, Atlantic Health System, and was really offered the opportunity to develop a really great comprehensive sports medicine program. I knew there were certain things that hospital systems are good at and certain things they're not, and we really needed a partner on some of these projects with Bill Parisi.
That's awesome. And Bill, you and I have known each other a long while, but tell us a little bit about, getting Parisi's going and then connecting with Dr. Martins.
Sure. Well, it's been over a 25-year journey now. I can't believe it's been 25 years. But, the foundation to the Parisi Speed School is ultimately helping an athlete feel good about himself, improving that self-confidence and self-esteem, and that's through enhancing performance and decreasing the chance of injury, right? A healthy athlete, a competent athlete is going to be a confident athlete, because we know competency builds confidence. So we deliver performance training strategies to enhance the confidence of an athlete that ultimately enhances performance and improves the ability to reduce that chance of injury. Started that long time ago as an athlete myself, undersized, and found training to be a way to improve speed, flexibility, endurance, agility, and been on a quest ever since to learn more effective ways to do that. And in our relationship with Atlantic Health System, and specifically Dr. Martins and Atlantic Sports Health, has really helped catapult us to the forefront of building injury resiliency and overcoming injury if and when they occur.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that this facility was one of your original 4. It was located in a different spot, but when you guys formed this relationship just 4 years ago, it moved over here right into the Atlantic Health Systems building and created a really great relationship for the athlete in particular, but also beyond the athlete. So
I feel there's no other situation like this in the country where you have high-end sports performance in a high-end sports medicine environment, and Dr. Martins is the ultimate quarterback, because when you talk about injury resiliency, you talk about overcoming an injury. It's one, to identify that injury, because we all know sometimes identifying, okay, what is the injury, what is the diagnosis, and then who are the right specialists to take care of that injury. There's no one better I've come across ever than Dr. Martins in that ability to not only diagnose, but then bring in the right expert. He's the quarterback. he knows so much about who's the right doc for this situation. That's what's unique about Atlantic Sports Health. It's having this team approach, and Dr. Martins has surrounded himself with a phenomenal team of not only experts, but just physical therapists and different organizations he's aligned with, and this great organization has aligned with to provide such a great service to the community.
Yeah, I would say this. I've only been involved with Dr. Martins now about a year, and my experience has been phenomenal. I think the way things are run here at Atlantic Health is fantastic. I think the care given is second to none, and I think the knowledge of the docs that are here, the reputations, the knowledge, best in New Jersey, maybe the best in the nation, or certainly among the top. So I really have appreciated that. Let's dive into the relationship a little bit, because that's really what we're doing here, and talk about this. So, Dr. Martins, if you can give us a little bit of the rationale behind a musculoskeletal program like this. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. And I'll go back to my initial point. I think that you can't do this alone. This is a team approach. As you know, you've got to get everybody rowing in the right direction. And it starts with getting your leadership at the hospital to support such a grand project. In many places, orthopedics, sports medicine, rheumatology, radiology, they're all sort of separate silos. And we knew that wasn't going to work. We wanted to bring it all together, put it under one direction, and really create a one-stop shopping. It's what our leadership was looking for. It's what our patients are demanding, and it really is first in class. So you start by bringing those together in one roof, and what Bill and I did was bring in those pieces, bringing in a speed school downstairs, collaborating with physical therapy, integrating it. It was very important. We've been able to make this one of our flagship sites. We've got different physicians practicing here. We've got radiology, physical therapy, advanced services, et cetera, sports performance, and I think that's really important. The second piece is the education piece, and it's very important to us. We want to educate not only the athlete, the parents, the coaches ahead of time, so they don't end up getting injured. So it really made a lot of sense for us to try to do that together.
What are some of the benefits as you see it? And then I'll ask Bill the same thing. Some of the benefits for the clients that come, both athletes and parents, and also for Atlantic Health.
Sure. I think I'd pinpoint three in particular are really important. Time, right? Time is money. These kids are busy, as you know. Many of them are over-programmed. They don't have time to get their homework done or do these other things. So we really wanted to make it efficient. So if a parent, an athlete needs to come in, they know they can get all the services in one place. So that was important for us. I think the second thing was expertise. We did not want to be just like everybody else. We wanted the best of the best. And so, again, with great support from senior leadership and our hospital system, we're able to bring in and recruit the best physicians out there. Our physicians are top-notch, there's no doubt about it. Most of our physicians you're going to see are Castle Connolly, U.S. News and World Report's top physicians. Our hospital system, year after year, ranked number one in the state. I think that's really important. That exudes excellence. And the third part is research. I think patients, in particular, are looking for places that are cutting edge. And we're developing a biologic regenerative medicine program. We're developing programs that others are not doing. We're doing research, and we'll talk later about some of the collaborative research we've done together.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, I can't say enough about the hospital system. I mean, I had a close relative recently have surgery here, was blown away, coming all the way over from Bergen County, making the 40-minute trip because of the service, and this is why they're ranked in the top 100 in the polls every year as the top place to work for, not just hospitals, anywhere in the ranks of Google and all these other. Atlantic Health is up there with them, and that's based because of senior leadership and their decision process and how they've created this environment, this complete sports medicine turnkey environment for the athlete, for the recreational athlete, for anyone that wants to live more athletic. And one of the things I'm really impressed with Dr. Martins and the team here, what they do, they offer continued education every Monday morning, and it's open to the community. And anyone, and it doesn't matter who you are, you can be a therapist, a doc, no matter where you work, they are here to empower this community and give back in so many ways. And what else can you do besides provide great cutting edge education every Monday morning on different aspects such as concussion management or, ACL injury. I mean, the topics are just phenomenal. So it's a real commitment to better the community in so many ways, and more specifically, to get them healthier and get them to recover from injury more.
Yeah, we just did a segment
effectively.
that the viewers will see too on athlete cardiac arrest,
Yep.
and that was one of the most amazing discussions we had with Dr. Lander. It was incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Concussion management. Amazing that you brought to local schools through Atlantic Health. I mean, so it's the outreach that they're committed to that's been, to me, most impressive. That's why we were so excited to become aligned. Not just the fact that they are on the cutting edge, the science, the research, but it's the fact that their willingness to give back to the community.
Yeah, we had Dr. Martin sent over Dr. Donna to do something for the Morris County coaches. We had 60, 70 coaches there, and he was a hit. It was, the information was cutting edge. It was incredible. It was incredible. So,
well, when you have information and you're the official hospital to an NFL team, I mean, there's a lot of benefits and trickle down of cutting edge research and being able to. So those guys are the Ferraris, right? And we all dreamed of being a Ferrari, but these guys, the team here knows how to bring that down. That's what we do as Parisi Speech School. We know how to bring it down to the 7-year-old. We know what to take out, what to put in, but it starts with how that Ferrari operates, and then you bring that down to that other level that you can make applicable.
right, yeah, great point. So, Dr. Martins, we do a lot together. Part of the relationship is doing some educational things together and really some research stuff together. So why don't you talk to us about that for a couple minutes? That'd be great.
Well, my team knows I'm a firm believer that education and research really exudes excellence. I think patients are looking for that. I think parents and athletic directors and coaches want to know that we're cutting edge. And the best way to do that is by studying and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. The advantage that we have, me in particular, 20 years of experience in professional athletes, is that I know what the limits of human performance are and recovery times. And we can bring that down, as you said, Bill, into this age population and say, we know what a realistic time frame is return to play. We know when it's time now to transition to not just physical therapy, but progress to return to play, progress to sports performance. And I think that's where a lot of our research is focused. And we're not just sports related. We've done great projects together. Boomer and his team with Stanfield across the street. We've done some great things with cystic fibrosis and looking at how cystic fibrosis patients recover and how they do in terms of performance and wellness. We've done some great projects looking at confidence and this program itself, how a great speed school program can increase child's ability, performance, confidence. And I think that really has a lot to say how they do further on in life. So we're doing research projects across the board, not just in sports, but in other areas of wellness as well, which are really important.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I really appreciated the Boomer piece with, and many people know that his child has cystic fibrosis, and and I loved it because what he was looking for is hey, can we really demonstrate that maybe doing some athletic workout will improve the quality of life for the person, mentally even, and that was exciting for us to be a part of with you guys. So that was great. You've sort of answered this, maybe even looking a little more specific. This could have been done with other medical facilities. It could have been done. There's other people out there. There's other groups that would have said, yeah, let's really do this. But you from the Parisi side of things said, no, this is who I want to do it with. I want to do it with Atlantic Health. I want to do it with Dr. Martins. Tell us why that was.
Oh, well, yeah, there were lots of options for us to align, just as Atlantic Health has lots of options to align with a lot of different sports performance facilities. The match was right because of the core values, because of the mission and what we truly stand for. When you walk through this hospital and you see the level of engagement these employees have with one another and with the patients, it's remarkable. And to me, that's the most impressive thing, because at the end of the day, it comes down to patient care. At the end of the day, for us, it comes down to our athlete care and athlete coaching and the impression we leave upon them. So to me, that was, the end-all, be-all, where I knew the culture was aligned, the core values were aligned, and then the commitment to excellence, the commitment to be cutting edge in sports performance, the commitment to put a speed school in their flagship sports medicine building. I mean, that's a big financial commitment. That's a big commitment emotionally to the community, to have a one-stop shop for parents to come, athletes to come, get improve performance, but at the same time, if you have a tweak, an injury, there are top-level physical therapists here. There's not many places around the country like this that exist. There's probably, I can count less on one hand, that has this level of service from a performance training standpoint to a medical care standpoint, and everything in between, to nutrition, sports psychology. I mean, it truly is, Morris County truly has a gem here in Atlantic Sports Health.
And I would just, I want to turn this to Dr. Martins for a second, and I agree with everything you said there, Bill. There's a lot of parents that don't know the process, and we're going to talk about this in another segment, but just briefly, if you would talk for a second about what happens when an athlete gets injured, and why, when we keep using the phrase one-stop shop, what makes it one-stop shop? How does physical therapy factor in? How does orthopedics factor in? Surgery or non-surgery? Sports performance? So maybe you could take us through that just briefly.
And maybe the best way to do it is by using an example, and I use this example frequently. When I first got here and we had put this program together, we had a young athlete that came in with an eating disorder, and obviously the parents were frustrated by the entire process, and they had seen 15 doctors at this point, multiple orthopedists for these fractures, and they said, look, this just doesn't make sense. And our team are experts in this. We quickly made the correct diagnosis that it wasn't that this young athlete was just breaking their legs. She had an eating disorder and other issues. And we were able in one day to get the imaging done to diagnose the fracture, the blood work done to get the right hormone tests performed, have her see the sports psychologist to make the correct diagnosis, and the sports nutritionist, all in the same day. Mom came back to me and said, we've seen 15 doctors over the last 2 years. How come no one has put this together? And I said, I think it's your perspective. We look at the entire athlete. We look at the whole person. And so the entryway into the system can be parents. It can be the athlete themselves, many times athletic trainers, your speed coaches. But we want to make sure that they're navigated through the system, and that's why we have a great team of nurse practitioners, physicians, fellows who navigate that patient through. And to be very honest with you, I think that the hospital has seen that. That's why they put all this under my direction, so we can coordinate the care, use evidence-based medicine to get some of these things done. In many other hospital systems, they're siloed, and you have to go to a different department with a different director and different authorizations. Here, it's all streamlined and taken care of.
I think that's a terrific illustration. And it's funny because you talked about evidence-based, which again, we're going to talk about in a little bit, but evidence-based, when we had Dr. Donna over talking about concussions, there's a lot of myth out there with lots of different things. So part of your role, and that sounds great, being able to talk to a mom like that or a dad like that, but just to be able to dispel what's not happening, dispel the myths, and tell them, here's what we're looking at, here's what we can do.
And I'll add to that. I think that we have done such a good job of using evidence-based medicine to build our protocols and our work algorithms that we are the first in the nation to be recognized as a center of excellence by an accountable care organization. So I think that's amazing. This is now 4 years we've been doing it, and a lot has to do with our success and our outcomes, and the fact that we use evidence-based algorithms in our approach.
And I would add to that, just from experience, like sending athletes here, to get care. The evidence-based is so important, as we know, the right care. But again, with this building, Dr. Martins, the sports health program, and how Dr. Martins can quarterback the right physicians to see the right athletes for the right reason. And having everything in one building makes it so smooth. And the transition is easy, and it's completely transparent, and it's communicated in a way where people understand and they get empowered. Sometimes injury, people, they get depressed. It's a downer. Well, these doctors, Dr. Martins, the team, they give hope because they give cutting-edge information and science. Here's the strategy we use. Here's what's worked, and here's the approach that we're going to take.
So I want to put one plug in here too, because getting into see a doctor sometimes
it's challenging.
Yes. Sometimes challenging, right? And parents don't think a lot about it till the kid gets injured, right? Till the athlete gets injured. And I just want to, let parents know too that our relationship, part of what we do here at Atlantic Health and part of the relationship we have is if you're a client of Parisi's and your athlete gets injured out there, we have pretty quick access to the docs for at least an assessment and then, giving you the educational piece on what to do next. And that is exciting for parents, when that happens.
Well, I think pretty quick was more like direct access.
Yeah. Direct access.
I mean, it's really,
exactly.
which is a huge benefit for the Parisi Speed School and all of our athletes and their parents.
Absolutely.
And even potentially some of their teammates because of the relationship. And to me, that was another big reason why to have this quote unquote direct access, to be pointed in the right direction, getting someone on the phone that could understand what the needs are and then direct accordingly.
It's one of the commitments and promises we've made to you guys is to sort of extend that concierge program that we have with some of our professional teams to you guys. So when your athletes call, when you guys call us, we get them in.
Yeah.
Feel like a professional team.
A professional team, and the comfort level to the parent it goes through the roof when an injury occurs. So that's fantastic. So Dr. Martins, I appreciate it. Bill, I appreciate you guys being here today.
Jeff,
and we'll just keep it moving
Yes.
and keep that relationship going. So
Great. Thanks, guys.